y'all, it's your girl Danielle and welcome back to my channel. So you know what we doing today. We are cooking. You seen the title. We doing a seafood boil today. I'm a little bit disappointed because I wanted to do the boil in the bag method. I brought my bags. I was ready to do the boil in bag method, but this room, even though on their websites, on this particular room, it said they would have an oven. I asked the guy at the counter, does this room have an oven? And he said yes. There is everything except an oven, but it's all good. It's all good. I ain't really tripping. You know why? It's because there are several ways to make one item, so we just gonna have to do this thing a whole nother way. I'll just save it in bags for later, and I'm gonna have to save my boil in the bag method for when I get home. But for now, we are doing a stovetop seafood boil, and we are definitely about to make this work. Also, I knew I should have brought my pots, but we are working with this little tiny pot right here. As you know, a seafood boil, you use these big pots, and something told me to bring my pot and I didn't bring my pot, but it's all good. We gonna make it work. Y'all know I'm very resourceful. We are going to make this work, okay? So we're gonna use this little pot right here, and I also have this skillet right here. These are only two pots that we got, and we gotta make what we got work, okay? So I'm up for the challenge. You like to see it? Here you go. So before we get started, here is a quick little overview of everything that we are going to be using in this recipe. As you can see, I have some lobster tails right here. I have some sausage links. These are hot links. I believe these are, let's see. Yeah, these are hot links. These are all beef Louisiana hot links. So we're gonna be using these. And we have some raw shrimp. These are the easy peel devein with the tail and shell on. When I'm doing the seafood boils, I like to have the shrimp with the shell, simply because I feel like it soaks up the flavor a lot better than if you were just to use it without the shell. That's just me. And then over here I have my corn. We got all of our seasonings back there. And then we have, of course, our red potatoes. So we just about to get all of this in this little pot right here. But you know what? It's a good thing. It's just two of us. All right, you guys, so we are about to get started. I got my water right here. I just turned it on, and I'm gonna wait for it to boil. While I'm waiting for that to start boiling, I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm going to be adding to the pot as far as my seasonings. So in the pot during the boiling process, I'm probably only going to use my Creole seasonings, which are the Old Bay. Of course, you cannot make a shrimp boil without Old Bay. I'm also going to probably be putting a little bit of your slap your mama. This is the hot version of it. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in there. I'm probably gonna put a little bit of this Cajun Creole seasoning, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of this shrimp and crab boil. This is the Zatarain's. This is concentrated, very concentrated, and you see how small this bottle is, so this has to be extremely concentrated. I believe for every 5 pounds of shrimp or crab, you put 1 tablespoon. So I'm definitely not going to put even 1 tablespoon. I'm probably gonna put like half of a teaspoon, just to be safe. Since I'm not just using this, I'm going to be using these as well. Then the rest of my remaining seasonings, I'm going to use some of this and this to make my roux or my butter sauce. I'm going to be using my Flavor God garlic lovers. I'm going to be using some cayenne pepper. I got some paprika. I have some parsley flakes, and I have some lemon pepper seasoning. I only got like a little bit left. And in here, I have some freshly squeezed lemon. Now guys, whenever you are making any dish, you can do whatever you want. You can use whatever you want. So you do not have to use any of these seasonings if you don't want to. You can use whatever seasonings that you want to use. This is just what I'm using. If you want to use all the same seasonings as me, by all means, do what you got to do. But this is what I'm going to be using throughout the course of this video. And then down here I have all of my ingredients, which I already cut up, separated, cleaned, and all of that jazz. Here I have my potatoes that I soaked, washed, and cut up already. Then over here I have my sausage that I just cut up and prepared. I took 6 of the little halves of the corn out of the bag. It had 8, but there's only 2 of us. And then over here I have my lobster tails and my shrimp. I do have another bag of shrimp if this isn't enough shrimp, because you know I love my shrimp as well. But like I said, I have my lobster tail and my shrimp. I already rinsed it, washed it, got everything off of it. And yeah, this is pretty much what is going into our seafood boil pot. And I also have some onions that I cut up here just in big little chunks. It's like a little small onion, which is why it's not too much on the towel. And I'm going to be putting that in the pot as well. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to boil, I'm just going to add my seasonings for now. So this says to add 1 tablespoon for every 5 pounds, but because I'm adding all the rest of these seasonings, I'm only going to add 1 teaspoon. I'm going to take my shrimp and crab boil, and I'm gonna take my Old Bay, get it all in there, a whole bunch. Then I'm gonna take my Slap Your Mama right over the top of that. And then I'm gonna take my Cajun Creole and I'm gonna put that right on top of that. Take my spoon and just kind of stir it. Make sure it gets throughout all the water. And then I'm just gonna wait for this to come to a rolling boil before I put anything in the pot. Okay, so now that our water is boiling, I'm going to add my onions. I'm just gonna break them up a little bit. I'm gonna add half of a tablespoon of my lemon juice. And then I'm going to add my potatoes. Then I'm just going to put my lid on and cover that and let this cook for about 5 minutes. Okay, so now that it's been 5 to 6 minutes with the potatoes in there, now I'm gonna add my sausage. So I'm gonna just take it and put it in the pot, just like I did everything else. And we're gonna let that go. I wanna say we're gonna let that go for another 5 minutes, but I'm gonna leave the lid off this time. It's been another 5 to 6 minutes and my potatoes are pretty good. So now I'm going to add my corn. I do not like my corn to be super overcooked, which is why I didn't add it in the beginning. So I'm gonna put it now. It is frozen, so it might take a second or so. So because the corn was frozen, it did take the temperature of the water down. So I am going to let this come back to a boil and let that go for about another 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, so now that it's nice and hot and steamy, as you can see here, now we're gonna enter the last step. I'm going to be adding my shrimp and my lobster tail. So I'm gonna take my lobster tail and I'm gonna just drop it in like that. Take this one, drop it in over here. And then I'm gonna take my shrimp, just drop it in like that. Okay, and the shrimp and the lobster tail should cook literally in no time. It doesn't take very long. See, look at the shrimp is already turning pink. So we're gonna leave this in for another 5 to 6 minutes. Alright, y'all, look at that. Woo! We got that cone. We got that shrimp. Ooh. We have that potato. And look at this lobster tail. Ooh. Alright, so I'm just gonna turn the fire off on that. And I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit while I make our sauce. So while that is in the back cooling before I drain it, up here in the front, I'm just melting down some butter. I have 1 stick of regular butter, and then I have 2 different brands of garlic butter. So we're just gonna melt this down, and we're gonna add some of our Old Bay. We are going to add some more, a little bit more Slap Your Mama. I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper. It's probably gonna be hot, y'all. I'm gonna add some paprika. Then I'm going to be adding my Flavor God, my lemon pepper, and my actual lemon. I'm gonna put 1, 2 tablespoons, and then we are going to throw some parsley flakes on top. And we're just going to stir that up. And you can add as much or as less seasonings as you want. Remember, this is your recipe. You can do as you please, which means I'm probably gonna put a little bit more of this Old Bay. And I'm gonna put a little bit more Slap Your Mama, because we over here slapping mamas today. So I've drained everything in the pot, and now I am just going to pour my sauce over everything in the pot, like so. Get it all up in there. If you need more, make more, but that should be good. And I'm just going to kind of swish that around so it covers everything. Not too much. I don't want to break up anything. So I'm just going to put that back there like that. And again, I'm going to put my lid on it, and all that steam, let it get trapped inside of the pot. Y'all, who you know, let me get the other side. Oh yeah, just about to be bomb. We got the drinks right here, we got the plates right here. Ooh, we got the bread right here. Y'all, this is about to go down in history. I can't talk to y'all no more. I gotta eat. We gotta go. This is how you make your shrimp, seafood, whatever food, boil at home without the oven. This is about to be good, y'all. It's about to go down. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell, and I will see y'all in the next video.